Good morning, y'all. Melissa at Wild Hearts Homestead here. We have a big farm day planned today. One of the things we're going to be doing is fixing all of this chicken fencing over here and putting on a man door. That's going to make my life so much easier instead of having to crawl over top of the fence to do all the chores. The next thing we're going to work on is getting the rest of the garden planted out and getting the mulch pile spread onto the rest of the space in the garden so this grass doesn't keep growing back up. And then if we have enough time with all my helpers here today, we're going to get this garden, get an edging put in, lay down cardboard, mulch it, get rid of all these weeds and get it looking pretty again. All right, so I have a couple of cherry tomatoes here that I have not pruned at all since I put them in the ground. So we are going to attempt to prune these, and then I'm going to put some stakes in and stake them up. I believe this is the main stem for this tomato. If I'm following it all the way down, I'm going to take off all the growth at the bottom. And the reason why you want to take all the growth off the bottom is because you want to have adequate airflow for your plants. Oh, didn't want to take that one off, that's okay. So some of these already have, since I waited so long, some of these already have fruit. I don't want to cut branches off that are fruiting. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try to cut off the stuff that is really close to the ground that's going to cause it to get disease. And anything that doesn't look very healthy, cut that off. Yeah, some of those are really close to the ground. All right, let's see what I can do with this one. You can see the flowers already coming on here. You can see some of the fruit already starting to form on here. So it's gonna be kind of hard to prune all of this if I don't want to lose all of that. So it's really important to make sure that you are pruning your tomatoes early and often. So you can see the stalk right here. So I really would like to cut all of this stuff down here off, but like I said, some of this is already fruiting, and I really don't want to lose those cute little cherry tomatoes that are already on there. So I'm just gonna cut some of this stuff off down here. Try to make sure it has good airflow. Yeah, see, I waited too long, I think. I actually don't think I'm gonna need to stake these. I think they're gonna stay pretty small. They're not that high. These are just cherry tomatoes. So this is my first year growing cherry tomatoes. So I'm not going to stake these because they already are pretty bushy. But I'll show you the other ones that I have and how I'm staking those ones up. All right. So here we have a Roma tomato. I've already come in and pruned this once. So let's see here. I'm gonna clean off all the bottom stuff here again. And this right here, let me show you this closer. This right here is the sucker. You can see how this is the branch coming out. This is coming, they call it the armpit of the tomato. I've heard people call it that. So the sucker is this part right here coming out of the armpit of that branch. This you can put in water and root it, and it'll become a whole new tomato plant. So we want to take off the suckers off our plants, and we want to take off all the bottom growth. So we're gonna take off all this bottom stuff here. I'm gonna separate the suckers out. I'm gonna put those in water. Okay, let's take this one out too. There's sucker, and this one. And then that's as far as I'll go with the bottom. I'll keep taking the suckers out. So there's a sucker here. This one already has fruit coming on it too. Sucker there. This is a sucker. Take that off. And this is our main stem. So I'm gonna let this grow a little bit taller before I start tying it to the T-post. But as this grows, we're gonna tie this to the T-post. We're gonna keep pruning it as it grows. We want that good airflow underneath here so it doesn't get all of the diseases. And then we'll just keep taking the suckers off as it grows. So these are some suckers that I had taken off the last time I pruned the tomatoes and put them in water. You can see they are starting to grow roots. So these will turn into their own tomato plants. Some of them are not rooting, but a good majority of them are. It's a great way to get more free tomato plants from the ones that you already started. I just put them in water and then I change the water out every day while they're rooting before I start to get them ready to go in the ground. This is the before shot before pruning it. Saving this sucker to put in water. The really small suckers I'm not gonna save. Let me show you this part right here. So you can see where it kind of split. This is actually a sucker right here. I'm gonna cut this whole thing off. If I don't cut this off, the plant would just split in half. A sucker is just it trying to make a whole nother plant. Okay, so I'm going all the way up to the first flowers here. I am gonna tie this one. Grab my string, because it is kind of leaning out there. Now, you can buy a special garden string for tying up tomatoes. I have a surplus of yarn because I'm also a crafter, so I'm just using yarn. It has enough give to it that it's not going to hurt my plants. But if you want, there is special like gardening twine you can buy that has that extra stretch to it so it can blow in the wind. And here is the pruned tomato, all done. So we got a lot of good work done today. We got the fence replaced, the section that was being a problem where the chickens were jumping over. And I have a door now that I can go through. My dad just put on this latch for me here so that because I don't need to lock it or anything. So now I can walk through instead of jumping over the fence when I need to feed the animals. So that's super exciting, and everybody is inside and happy and all set. Over here, we got this steel edging put in around this flower garden. I just have rose bushes in here and a butterfly bush, nothing else right now. So all the rest of this stuff is weeds. I will get this cardboarded and mulched. That's still on the to-do list. And this flower garden up here, got it edged. Going to get the rest of the weeds pulled out, get that cardboarded and mulched also. In this flower bed, I have elephant ears, hostas, roses, crocuses, There was something else over there. And then I have daffodils that I put in the shape of a cross to come up for Easter time. I do have plantain in here, which I was planning on letting it stay. I may pull up some of the plantain because I have a lot of plantain on my property. You can see there's some more hostas and the other little baby elephant ear there, and some more rose bushes. Over in the big vegetable garden, we got a bunch of cardboard laid down. We did not get to do the mulching of it today. Got the stakes in for the tomatoes here. So we have our stakes in to do the tomatoes, and also got in 2 rows. One row is sunflowers and the other row is watermelons. So I still do have some stuff I need to plant in here. I still have a lot of space to use. I still need to get the green beans in the ground. I still want to do another row of pie pumpkins. I'm trying to think what other seeds I have left that I haven't got in the ground yet. I'm gonna have to go through and look. I have like a big box of seeds in the house. I'll look through there and see what else still needs to get planted. But great progress today. Super happy about this. I'm going to work on getting these tomatoes pruned and tied up to the stakes so that they can keep growing and doing great. The squashes are coming up gorgeous. Let me show you those. This is what our zucchinis are looking like right now. I've already seen some squash bugs out here. And then over on this side, we have pie pumpkins, honeydews, butternut squash, and yellow squash. And they're all looking really nice. I'm gonna get this all mulched up in here too. Be great. And then I also got the cucumbers put in the ground. So this is a row I did of watermelons. Oh, there's one coming up right there. So I hadn't seen any coming up yet. That's the only one. Oh, there's one more right there. These are sugar baby watermelons. So they're like personal sized watermelons. Oh, there's another one. These are actually from seeds that I saved from last year from the sugar baby watermelons that we had gotten from our local library. So these are our pickle cucumbers for making pickles this year. Very exciting stuff. So thank you for joining me today as we work on the garden and seeing all the progress come along. I am so thrilled about what we got done and really looking forward to the rest of the summer and an amazing harvest later on. Bye.